my chips. This is so fun. It's pretty neat.
This is Hilarie. She's moving up in the world. This is Jamin. He's just moving. Today, they are moving into Stratford-Upon-Avon, the birthplace of William Shakespeare.
Welcome to Stratford-Upon-Avon. This is our little Airbnb and we want to show you guys around. This place is a huge upgrade compared to where we've been staying. We've had some really great places. They were just really tiny because we have been traveling on a budget, and this is still really budget friendly, but we got so much more space and we're so glad. Oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna do all kinds of exercising in here just because I can.
She didn't.
In here you kind of see we've got the living space, which is separate to the bedroom, which we're really excited about. Nice little breakfast nook area, a smart TV with the apps on it, which is really nice. They've said that they've got Wi-Fi for us. We haven't checked that out yet, but we are always grateful for Wi-Fi. Nice to have a sofa, someplace to stay that's not actually the bed. And then the kitchen is pretty great. We've got everything you need. We like to cook at home a lot, and that's what we're doing to try to save money. So we're really excited to see an oven. We're big oven cookers. A washing machine, which is pretty important because we also packed very light. Really, really light. Let's go upstairs and let's check out the bedroom. Okay, so this is the upstairs. As you can see, there's some very narrow stairs, but that is not uncommon in England, and it's really charming. This place has a lot of the old structure, old doors, really old doors, a lot of the old stuff from its original form, which we love. Kind of nice to have a little desk space here. Here's the bedroom, nice sized bed. Everything looks great. I'm just loving it. I'm so excited to stay here. I love all this space. The bathroom is also great too because we have an actual tub-size shower, which is really nice, a little bit bigger. If you've been in England and Europe, you know that sometimes the showers are really, really small, so this is nice. We love this little Airbnb. So far, we just walked in the door, but it looks like it's everything that we wanted.
Now that's a Rive review.
Okay gang, so it's our first morning in Stratford-Upon-Avon. We're excited to go run. There's actually an old canal that runs along the city, and there's a path where horses used to pull boats down the canal, and now it's a running path.
So far, Stratford-Upon-Avon has been so charming. I can't wait to run it because it's such a tiny little place. It seems so cool.
So we're running the canals here in Stratford-Upon-Avon, and there are all these long, slender boats along the canals, and this footpath that is the path that we're running on today used to be traveled by horses because they would pull the boats by rope to get cargo up and down the river. And they would come to these little places where the level needed to lower, and you would get to a spot like this, you would pull your boat in, and then you would use these mechanisms to open the gate, lower the boat to the next level of the river, and continue down.
gang, here at Warwick Castle. Excited to go see it, excited for you to come along with us. I've wanted to see it for a very long time. It's been on my list really since we started planning this trip. Bit about Jamin, he loves castles. This won't be the last one he drags Hilarie to.
It's pretty neat.
Why is she so surprised a castle can be a good time?
So one of the most interesting things about Warwick Castle is around 1890-ish, there was a huge fire, and two of the children were here at home when it happened. It happened in the middle of the night, and the servants came and saved the children from upstairs. Then they went back into the building to start saving some of the artwork and some of the precious things that were there. It's really cool because now you can see those things on display. This pot is so huge, and one time they had such a great party that they filled it up 3 times with rum.
Now that's Hilarie's kind of party. With a performer like that on stage, you know this is going to be good. We had a great day here at Warwick Castle. Would definitely recommend it. So I kind of geek out about castles. There's an understatement. It's a huge place, great castle, so much has been preserved, so it's really cool. It is really crowded, and every time you turn around, everything costs a little bit extra, so just be aware of those things. And we're here like in the spring, but on like a Wednesday, so I think during the summer this place has to be just packed. But if you can make it out, come out. Nothing pairs better with a piece of medieval history like a pint of cider. So behind me is the Old Thatch Tavern. It is a pub here in Stratford-Upon-Avon that is over 400 years old. It comes highly recommended to us, so we are excited to check it out. And that's all the footage they got of dinner. Well done, mates.
Today we are taking you across Stratford-Upon-Avon, all across the different places where William Shakespeare lived. We're going to go on a little tour, and we're going to start with his birthplace. This is where he lived when he was first born. It's also where he and his wife Anne Hathaway lived, and it is also where his 3 kids were born and where they lived here with his parents. William Shakespeare's father was mayor of the town, which was the highest elected position possible, and that actually put him in a pretty elite position, and he became well-to-do enough that he got to go to primary school, which was a kind of big deal, and that is what led us to the Shakespeare and all the amazing work that we have from him today. It's all because of the fact that his dad was mayor and he got to go to school. Now, the reason this is still standing here today is because Charles Dickens and a lot of other people got together 300 years after William was born, and they did a public campaign to save this place. There are lots of great little places to get coffee or drinks or pastries while you're here in Stratford-Upon-Avon, including right next to Shakespeare's Birthplace. So that's what we did. We stopped at coffee number 1 to get some coffee and just kind of sit around and people watch.
That's creepy.
And we wanted to share some of the most interesting things about William Shakespeare. Something I thought was so interesting that I learned this trip to Stratford-Upon-Avon is that William Shakespeare created 1400.
How about you try that again?
William Shakespeare created words that we now use in the English language. I think that's so interesting, and a lot of people think about him writing plays like Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, all kinds of really famous plays, but he also discovered words and they became part of our common language. One of the most popular ones that I read was It's All Greek to Me. That was from William Shakespeare, and here we are hundreds of years later still saying that. Next up, we're going to take you to Anne Hathaway's home. It's a little bit outside of Stratford-Upon-Avon, so let's go.
And that's not Anne Hathaway, the actress. She's not hundreds of years old. It's very confusing. Here's where Hilarie gets distracted by a local farmer's market. Behind me is the home of William Shakespeare's wife, Anne Hathaway. This is where she grew up. Her family has owned the cottage for generations. You can actually tour it today. When it became part of the Shakespeare Trust, her family actually agreed to maintain the cottage, and they still do to this day, which is pretty cool.
So behind me here is Shakespeare's new place, and this is where he lived the last 19-20 years of his life. And the house actually doesn't exist any longer, but they do have a nice garden that's all set up and it traces the footprint of where he used to live. So this is another place that a lot of people stop on their tour.
So this is the Royal Shakespeare Theatre, where we actually got tickets and came to see War of the Roses.
Okay, so we are in the Royal Shakespeare Theatre and we are about to watch War of the Roses.
That's right. Nothing like turning up just in time for the opening scene. It was really cool. Just a word of advice, the place that this is marked on Google Maps and Apple Maps, it's not the right place. So we got to take a really long walk before we got here. But once we did and we got in our seats, it was an amazing performance. I don't know if you're familiar with that work of Shakespeare, but there's a lot of action in it. They did an amazing job with fight scenes. They actually have a chainmail curtain that they use to project images on, and so you see images interacting with the actors, and it was really an amazing show. I would definitely recommend, if you're in Stratford-Upon-Avon, come check out the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. So we are here in the cemetery outside of the church where William Shakespeare was actually buried. It's really interesting that despite all his fame and what all he went out and did, he came back and lived the last several years of his life right here in Stratford-Upon-Avon, and when he passed away, they buried him here.
So we just left the church where Shakespeare was buried, and out of respect for what was happening there in the church, it was actually Good Friday today, so there was a walk-through service that was happening, and out of respect for everyone, we decided not to film too much in there, but this is really a great experience. Mid-April is also Shakespeare's birthday. They don't know the exact day, but if you come around that time, there are tons of celebrations that happen, so it's kind of worth checking out. Okay, so that's a wrap for Stratford-Upon-Avon, the birthplace of William Shakespeare.
That's right, we loved our time here, definitely would recommend it. From here, we actually went and hiked the Cotswolds one day, and we did a whole video on that itself, so there's a full episode just about the Cotswolds. You want to make sure you're subscribed so that you'll get that.
Absolutely. So many great things to see from here. It's a really great location to start out, so you guys should come check it out.
Yeah, really cool.
Life is short.
Wander well.
Do you go to plays while you travel? Drop us a comment below and share your favorite experience.